When you're concentrated into one and your opponents are divided into 10, you're attacking at a concentration of 10 to 1. So you outnumber your opponents. So how does that relate to business? I'm Curtis Mulberg. Row the intro. So this relates into business in the fact that I've gone to companies where they had a lot of employees but nothing got done. And I've gone to companies where they did not have nearly as many employees and more than double or triple got done. So this is an example of that concentration of 10 to 1. And how they achieve this is processes, highly organized. And the biggest and best companies in the world are highly organized. They have processes, procedures, and how do you think they can replicate so many locations, so many different stores all over the world? A number of years ago, I used to ride motorcycles with a group of guys. And this one guy, he ran over 200 stores for an international company. And he was describing to me how they set up the hierarchy. Every store obviously would have one or two assistant managers. Then they would have a manager. Then there was one person that was in charge of about 10 to 12 stores. And this friend of mine was in charge of all those pockets of 10 to 12. He was in charge of about 20 of those. And we used to ride our motorcycles around and go visit these stores unannounced. And he would go in and evaluate the customer service, the wait time. He would check out the restrooms, and he would come outside, write down some notes, and then we'd go to the next store. And it was really hilarious because you could tell that when he went to the first store, when he left, they would call the other stores and they would let him know, or let those other stores know, that this friend of mine was checking on stores. So what we would end up doing was we'd go to one store and then ride a motorcycle quite a ways out to another store, totally surprising them. But it was really interesting and really fun because it gave me a really good insight of how this place operated, or this company. Again, it's a company all over the world. I'm not going to say what the name of the company is, but they sell coffee. And so it was really interesting to watch this. And they took it very, very serious. And he would put out his critiques in an email to those people that were ahead of the 10 stores. The people that were ahead of the 10 would critique or put the feedback out to the person that was the manager. And one of the things he really did focus on was not only what they did wrong, but he really praised them for what they did right. So this is just a great example of how methodical these companies are, how they take their processes very serious. And again, this is how they are able to grow as big and giant as they are. Sometimes having the degree of order that you need will come across a little bit as narcissistic or highly controlling, but it's the only way a company, again, can really go to the next level. And just pay close attention and look at all the really large companies. Look at Amazon, look at their fulfillment centers, look how everything is ran. It's so military-like. And look at your business and figure out maybe what things you can do to really make it highly organized, such that you can really execute very fast, accurately, and efficiently. These businesses don't grow this large by accident. It's carefully planned, very strategic. And don't think for a second you don't have the ability to grow a company like this. Also, this is what consultants are for. These people know when to hire consultants, and they bring proven consultants with a track record to come in and show them ways to make their business very efficient and flow very well and really grow and eliminate a lot of the waste that does seem to be prevalent in so many smaller businesses. A number of years ago, I was with a small consulting firm, and they got bought out by a national firm. And I remember listening to some of my colleagues complaining about how the firm used to be very much like a family, and now it's become really corporate. And I was the only guy in the room talking about how great this was, because I'm thinking about all the opportunities now that are here that wasn't here before. They were putting in a lot of different processes, a lot of red tape, and taking vacation, or when you take time off, or anything that was so simple became a little bit complicated. But again, it's a very big national firm, and I understood that that's why they got so big. One of the biggest areas of waste I'll see in companies is that people don't use their softwares efficiently. They don't know how to use all their general ledger software. They don't know how to use Excel well. They use Excel in a very manual method, in that they just use it to add and subtract. There's so many huge tasks that they're doing that you can make into a 15 or 30-minute task versus a half a day. These are the kinds of things you really want to get rid of, because it's just so much waste. You'll have a lot of employees when you only need a handful. So again, when you're concentrated into one and your opponents are divided into 10, you're attacking at a concentration of 10 to 1. So you outnumber your opponents. This is a strategy the major companies use, and they're very good at it. Research them, look at them closely, and you can learn a lot. I hope this video added value. Thanks for watching.